Four things you need to put into consideration before learning any particular skill. So if you're listening to me now, you're watching me right now, and you want to acquire a skill or you're considering learning a skill, I'm going to be sharing with you four things you need to put into serious consideration before moving forward. All you need to do is to stick to this video till the very end. Acquiring a skill is one of the ways you can add value to yourself. The way the world is fast moving, you need skill to be able to be more valuable and to be more relevant in this current world. And learning a particular skill is one of the things that you can do without, one of the things that you need to consistently do. So before you acquire any particular skill, you need to understand a whole lot of things, but I'm going to be sharing with you four things you need to put into consideration before learning that skill. Number one, what is the purpose? When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. You need to understand the purpose why you are about to learn that skill, or the purpose why you are learning that particular skill. Are you learning this skill because you are looking for something that will help you make money? Are you learning this skill because you want to up your game, maybe work in an organization or in a company, and you want to learn this skill to be more relevant in that position? Or you just want to learn this skill to be able to perform a particular task for a particular period of time? You must know the purpose why you're learning that skill, because if you don't know the purpose why you're learning that skill, there is no how you can give your all, and there is no how you can be able to function effectively while learning that skill. So knowing the purpose of learning that skill is the first thing you need to put into serious consideration. Number two, time commitment. Learning a skill takes time. Irrespective of the skill you want to learn, it takes time. And if you're not willing to give that time to learn that skill, there is no how you can be good with it. Learning a skill or mastering a skill is not something that can happen automatically. You need to understand that learning and mastering a skill takes time. And if you don't have that time to give to it, it won't happen like that. So you have to consider what is the time at your disposal. For instance, you are a 9-to-5 worker, you are someone that is busy doing other things, and you see you want to learn machine language, you want to learn programming, you want to learn coding. All these things require a whole lot of time to invest in this particular skill. Time for you to master a particular skill varies from skills to skills. Some skills it takes you a whole lot of time to master. Some skills takes you little time to master. So you have to understand these things. These are the things you need to put into consideration. Do you have the time to invest in this skill, or you are busy doing other things? If you don't have the time, then you have to also look for something else to do. But if you know the time and you are willing to put in your best to it, then why not? You can go on. Number three, which is very, very important, the resources available. Do you have the required resources to be able to learn that particular skill? Some skill requires you to have a laptop. For instance, you're watching right now, I don't have a laptop. There are some skills that need that you must have a laptop, like website design. We have skills like some kind of graphic design. We have skills like programming, coding. All these skills requires you to have laptop. And if you don't have laptop to do this thing, there's no how you can be able to do it effective. Those one of these skills, you can still use your mobile phone to do it, but at times you need a laptop to be able to do it effectively. If you don't have the required resources to learn a particular skill, there's no how you can be able to learn it well. So you have to consider what is the required resources, what are the resources that you need to be able to learn this particular skill. There are some skill that even needs you to know a particular thing, a particular skill for you to even learn that skill. So there are some skill that requires you to have money to spend consistently. For instance, if you're learning how to run ads, how to do digital marketing, you need money to be able to run ads, to test what you have learned, to do your practicals, and so on and so forth. And if you don't have the adequate resources to invest in that particular skill, there's no way you can be good with it, because nobody will give you money for you to do practical with it. There are some skills that requires you to have a particular software. For instance, you want to learn photography. You need to have your camera for you to be good at it, because you can learn photography using someone's camera. You need your personal camera to be able to do your practicals and to be able to practice what you have learned. And if you have these resources, there's no how you can be able to learn this skill effectively. If you want to do product design, you need a laptop. So you need to understand the kind of resources you need to be able to learn this skill effectively. If you don't have these resources, then you can consider learning another skill, or you can find your way around it. The last but not the least, you need to consider the relevance of that skill. Is that skill still relevant? You need to understand, this skill, is it still relevant or is it still outdated? There are many skills that are outdated that people are still learning, of which at the long run, they won't have a space to function effectively. You need to understand if that skill you're about to learn or that skill you're learning will be relevant in the future, or is even relevant in that current time. Just like someone who's trying to go and learn typewriting in this present time, or someone who is learning Microsoft Publisher. There are a whole lot of skills out there that are outdated. So you have to figure it out. Is this skill relevant? And is it going to be relevant in the future? So you need to understand the relevance of that particular skill Because if you invest your time, resources to learn a particular skill, and at the end of the day, it's no longer relevant, then it's all a waste of time. So you need to make sure that that skill you are learning is relevant and will still be relevant even in the future. Because if you don't put this into consideration, you just be outdated. You'll be a creative, you'll be a skillful person who is outdated.